I wonder if they're swapping to get cosmetics. I feel like Leshrac should be played core. Yeah. Yeah. If it looks like that's what's happening. Cuckoo stays on the Kunkka. Interesting. I mean, I could understand it if it was like Kunkka and Leshrac as the two supports. That makes sense. You've got setup stun for 1437. But Leshrac's going to have a difficult time, it feels like, actually getting ready to battle. They've got Tims to slow people down, Reflection from Raven. But outside of that, you're going to have to gank into the Kunkka's lane, it feels like. I mean, neither's Kunkka. And even Invoker's laughing at you.
30 seconds to battle.
Thankfully. No more prison screen. So, Tim's on his bounty, getting through a couple of his shadow walks here, not gonna... Oh, he got spotted, he did. He came out like a split second too early, and Lumic does know the bounty's around. Looks like they're gonna try this contest to the bounty rune to get the double here for the Dire.
Now we get the good stuff.
We're in agreement.
First blood.
In service. First blood. As indeed I am first in everything.
You get nothing.
Oh yeah, he didn't get a good block off, but it doesn't matter. QQ didn't either. So, Tidebringer level 1 up against this Invoker mid. We'll see how this works out, but this Tim's bounty, even though he's died, can still, you know, roam around this map and cause all sorts of havoc, as Beastmaster gets hit by a split earth.
No! Your desolation and the world.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a first game of the day kind of move. That's a whoopsie. He did nearly kill Tims, but aggro switched over onto the Leshrac, so Ricky couldn't find that nice little kill as they tried to dive this tier 1. And you look at the other side of the map, right? Sam H is like freely bullying the Rubik, he's stealing pulls, he's stealing stacks, doing all of this really annoying offlane nonsense and getting some good levels and some CS, at least in this early stage of the game. So it's left this mid lane as a natural 1v1, which Kunkka is winning in denies 5 and 6. Removing a lot of Gabby's farm potential here, and Kuku's just throwing out torrents.
A gift from the goddess.
Haste.
The courier's coming.
They did say alive or dead.
Yeah, and this Rubik has to stay bot. Again, we're looking at this Batrider against two heroes that don't survive well against Bat. Invoker's getting ganked by the Bounty Hunter. The map is just opening up here for TNC to roam as they please. And at some point, they could even leave the TB alone up here and rotate the Leshrac. You know, in the next 30 seconds or something, 1437 could quite easily just swing himself from his top lane down to bot, towards mid, maybe a kill, because you've got X-Torrent at this point. Cuckoo's level 4 with a 1-2-1 build.
Deep sea.
RR's being chased by 1437. Shouldn't die, but it's closer than you'd really want, and bounty runes get stolen away as well, so Beastmaster doesn't get his hands on any of that lovely extra money. One kind of saving grace here is that James is doing exceptionally well bot lane, farming away. They've killed Sam H off, you know, once, forced him out of lane twice on top of that. So these two ranged heroes are actually doing a reasonably good job kind of harassing Sam H back and making sure they've got stick charges ready to go. They're not going to get just run at by the Bat Rider. But maybe expect now the bounty to start making some maneuvers down towards the bottom lane. I just have so much damage on this bot lane, and Sam H is not respecting this at all. You know, level 3 magic missile, they've got phase boots, venge, they punch for a lot. And Tim's?
It feels good to get that off my chest.
No respect for the carry venge. TNC kind of feeding away a couple of deaths down this bottom lane. Tim's is like, screw this, okay, they've placed a sentry there, I'm going to make some plays mid. Gabby, not quite hit by the torrent, but Tim's is still lurking around in the shadows while they've rotated 1437 here as well. You know, leaving Raven top is fine. He's level 5, he's got his Metamorphosis ready to go if he's, you know, ganked by someone. Not really under too much pressure from Ricky Beastmaster. So they just want to try and kill Gabby over and over again, delay this Hand of Midas, delay the period of time where Invoker is, you know, gaining items to get strong.
Invisibility.
Killing spree.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yes, under.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I mean, that TP timing from James at top was unreasonably close. TNC nearly had the vision to get the X, but they've got vision on Gabby, 2 observer wards mid, putting a lot of emphasis on this middle lane, and especially where the Invoker is going to be, you know, sitting and farming these 2 jungle camps. They know they need to shut him down to make sure that this late game doesn't get completely crushed by a Gabby Invoker, but this carry venge is just owning everyone. Level 3 magic missiles slaying everything. Like, sure, you've got TB at top of the net worth, but the Venge and Invoker, then, you know, you look at the next two are the two Dire heroes, but this game is a game of no one is farming. Everyone is fighting. Everyone is trying to kill other people. Even the Batrider has like a stack here for himself, but taking this isn't the simplest of things. With the Raw ready for RR, maybe they set up for something on Sam H here. So they kill the Riki and the Beastmaster, but that's a lot of commitment. Metamorphosis, a TP from your TB, the Kunkka rotates here as well. They kind of even out the fight, but I don't know. Execration are off to such a great early start. If they can keep this up, then you've got to be kind of afraid as TNC. But if TNC can, you know, balance things out and just make sure the status quo is them breaking even in fights, taking the tier 1 bot lane, trying to get some extra vision into this Radiant jungle just to watch for the farming patterns of Gabby, I still favor them going into kind of, you know, mid to late game with this Raven TB. But it's so hard to say when, you know, Venge Beastmaster on one side with Invoker, they've got not just a lot of magic damage and lockdown and control, but they've got tons of physical pushing power as well into towers with Forge Spirits, the summons, the auras. It's not clear cut at all.
Oh, bounty!
Fly, my pretty, fly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Unstoppable!
By the will of spring.
Killing spree.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this.
Riki solo kills left up at top. Bounty Hunter is still level 3, closing on level 4. You get your Hand of Midas on the Invoker. Execration still keeping this tempo up. You know, the net worth lead, very misleading here. You know, a slight lead here for TNC, a slight lead now switches across to Execration. Very balanced in, you know, the kind of metrics. But, oh, Raging Potato, you dusted. Oh, he blinks away though. His magic wand was in his stash back home, unfortunately.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
Wicked sick!
No reveal. Bounty needs so many levels. Riki's level 7 and Bounty's level 4.
Bountiful.
Dire's tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is about to take the flood.
Look away. I'm
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Not so safe harbor, eh?
death from above.
Just X after X after X. But yeah, here's TNC getting into the stride of things. Right, this is them reacting, making sure to split the map as much as they can, so the 5-man from Execration can't happen, with the 4 heroes ganking and then the Invoker sunstriking from long range. They get these 2 kind of scattered fights, one down towards the bottom lane where Beastmaster Ricky tried to go in onto a TB, countered out by a bounty, other heroes arriving, then they swiftly TP top where the Kunkka sets up with, a massive amount of X's over and over again to kill the Venge and then the Rubik straight after. It's a great sequence of events from them. They've taken a little bit of, the foot off the pedal in terms of zoning out this Invoker, no longer have deep wards watching him farming, nothing really aiming towards the mid lane. But that tier 1 mid is definitely going to be something that they look towards in the coming minutes here. As Gabby throws out the meteor just to farm the mid wave, but TNC, they're all gathering. Oh, there we go. Courier gets the... Oh, no! The shield. The shield, it did nothing.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure. What's this?
Some... for sure. I'm not sure what TNC were thinking there. They wanted the tier 1, but they kind of played aggressive. Like, Kunkka gets swapped, he gets killed. Leshrac tries to chase in for the kill on Venge. Looks like he has it. Then Batrider wants to secure that kill. And just one by one, they're, getting sucked into this battle, which Execration hold the vision advantage, the high ground. But TNC want to go again. They're 5-manning mid. They've got a smoke on the bounty. They've got Blink Lasso on the Batrider. If they're the ones that can jump and find the pickoff, they can easily snowball that one hero advantage into something huge, which is likely going to be a teamfight win and a tier 1. It's going to take some really sick outmaneuvering from Execration to come back in this teamfight. And now they have track. Yeah. As long as TNC are the ones starting, 1 kill means, 2 or 3 or 4 kills. They get the tier 1 as well. It's so hard for Execration there to disengage fully and not get sucked into that battle. They would have, the Venge gets hit by the dust, so they immediately know that TNC are in this jungle, right? Venge sees the debuff happen, retreats away back towards the tier 2. Rubik gets caught, and they still wanted to sit around the tier 1 mid and try and defend it, but TNC were just on their full warpath, running forward and finding pickoff after pickoff. This X into Torrent, or just the X mark, the cooldown and the uptime of it is ridiculous.
Radiant's top tower is on the rocks. Middle tower is drowning. They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is on the rocks.
But where's the X? If Cuckoo can get an X here.
Killing spree. Killing spree. Dominating. Double kill. Dominating. Double kill.
It's gonna wear off soon, so they can't chase him.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder.
A great play with a smoke screen and that tornado meteor. You know, it's what, level 1 Wex, and he still manages to combo it.
Under attack.
Pretty short in the... pretty short tornado, but still gets the job done. But yeah, that split fight with Sam H... like, there were 3 different fights happening, right? Sam H with the Beastmaster up towards the north. Is Ricky okay here?
Good assassins never die. They just fade away.
But yeah, there's like Leshrac mid fighting the Venge Invoker, then there's Batrider with like the Beastmaster and Ricky. Then you've got the Kunkka and the Terrorblade trying to chase down a Rubik! And they kept having to swing from one side of the fight to the other as TNC couldn't really, you know, continually chase and turn that one hero advantage into more. Quite as easily this time, so it was good maneuvering by Execration just to try and split up the fight as much as they could to catch that Batrider with this Beastmaster, who has gone for this Necro 2 build. Even more summons.
Dire have the spyglass at hand.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That should help. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fortify their structures. Attack the structures are fortified.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind.
I mean, the tornado completely missed, but Raven forced the TP away. Batrider has to retreat as well. That top lane fight was a disaster for TNC. Is that track stolen? No, it's Shadowwalk stolen by the Rubik. But yeah, they were setting up for something big there with, you know, Kunkka coming in to start, with Leshrac there. They wanted to TP more people in, but they were blown up so quickly, you know, not expecting the Beastmaster and Venge to be able to nuke and control someone, you know, within a matter of seconds. There was no real recourse for TNC to continue their setup and start a fight. So then they're stuck in this position where they're losing heroes top, so they've got to try and make a fight bot lane. They go for this kind of aggressive move on a Ricky with your Batrider Blink Lasso. Not ideal, but best case scenario in the kind of situation you put yourself in. And things slipped away from there. But I still feel that whoever gets the initiation is able to snowball a fight from there on. But Execration have a more difficult time of splitting fights and making sure that they're the ones to not get caught, because TNC have a lot of catch.
Dashing out. The worms will have you.
Mega kill. Mega kill.
They got a bargain when they hired me.
Yep. Gabby just launches the iron cannon, sees the Leshrac coming, snipes him as he's trying to walk back into the fight. And in the end, what, they lose the Venge and they get 3 kills in quick succession there? I mean, you get the bounty kill on the Vengeful Spirit, maybe. But outside of that, not looking too good for TNC. They're just trying to force these fights. It feels like they're trying to force these fights with not enough heroes. They come in with like 2 or 3 and they're like, what, right, we can set up here, then bring more people in. But the speed at which Execration are playing and executing here, you know, Sam H is in the back looking for a backstab, but there's RR ready and waiting with a roar, and they turn around there, they kill another here. And he did get the Centaur stomp with a Centaur Beastmaster summoned, but not quite enough to save his life.
But yeah, again, they get the 1 kill, but it's not really worth with this kind of momentum that you can get, especially if you can find his kill on the track as well. You'll Scepter, no Sunstrike or any extra extra damage. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the map, that was Raging Potato and James. Sunstrike coming in now. Bit of miscommunication perhaps, but they should still be able to get the kill. There it is, Raging Potato. On a killing spree actually, so this Riki very effective in this game, not just in terms of getting intelligence and finding people, but also in terms of doing damage.
Execration are running like a quad-core lineup here. The Venger slips, you know, away from 1, and the Riki kind of shifts up from 4, and then there's the Beastmaster who's a 3 technically, but has so much farm, he's, you know, close to the Kunkka. And then there's the Invoker just, you know, racing ahead the rest of the team. Execration in an amazing spot now, and it's getting towards that period where Invoker is very, very scary. He's got the double Force Spirits, they've got the push power, there's 1 tier 2 remaining, which is down at bottom for the Dire. Roshan opens up for the Radiant. This chase has to pay off.
Don't go for the Rubik, they go for the Riki instead, but he's dodging that X again. He's still being tracked up. Keep it up as well. Deadshow not bouncing another X with the force forward, despite the jumps, despite everything. Raging Potato, can he do it again? He can, and now the turn-on play from Gabby. Tornado EMP, gonna bring down Raven. He does have Thunder available, but can he get it off? He can indeed. And one of his teammates, 147, gonna be targeted. Now the roll up still. Meanwhile, Cuckoo and SamH in front. They can brawl a little bit. Gabby dragged back by the Flame Break, but still pretty fast on his feet. James still alive too, so they only still lose Riki. Never mind. The cleave from Tidebringer, finishing up James, and
in comes on Rubik with a Pulse Nova.
There's a cleanup crew here. Rubik also wants to be a core here in this game. Some mana boots, but no further control to prevent the blink. So another one of these very scrappy fights. But TNC, they just wanted the Riki kill. But they had to dive all the way across the map, and they still lose 2 of their heroes to make it happen.
That's the thing, right? You look at that fight, Terrorblade, sure, he gets a decent chunk of change from it, but Kunkka dying again, and only really getting a Venge kill. That's the only significant kill that comes out of this for TNC. Execration just never ever letting up on its aggression. At least this is a TNC team that's fighting across on the enemy side of the river. You know, if that fight happened anywhere near their base, they likely lose a tier 3 or some structural damage at least to their base. But they're going to go for another aggressive play here. They need to get this Batrider involved as quickly as possible. This Blink Lasso is important as fuck. Like, you have to catch the Venge or the... Like, the trouble is, if you go in, it's going to get swapped, right? Okay, you're gonna get the Rubik. Fine, cool. That's a kill. Not the kill you would have wanted, but maybe this allows you to Roshan.
Well, it's Execration. Don't want to give it to them without some sort of contest anyway. It's falling pretty quickly though. I don't really think that they have the best tools to actually contest it. Raging Potato with the Silencer, just trying to finish up Tim's first, but slightly misplaced on the smoke screen. Goes into his ultimate, but it's enough to give Gabby and Rodin raw. They're just delaying. Dire Courier dies, and they're still fighting. 147 almost dies to James. He dodges the boat, a couple more right clicks, missing up hills, and now they're in trouble. Raven decides to turn things around on them. Gabby blows a few heroes up though. Yules up into the air. They're trying to bring him down, but he's too fast and Ghostwalk, and now the rest of the team looking for the cleanup. SamH slowed down by the Diffusal Blade. Right clicking away. He's still flying across up to the high ground. So he might be just fine because they're looking for more. Yeah, they're looking for Raven. With Godlike, he actually got Gabby?
I looked at right. So Gabby was invis with Ghostwalk, tracing Raven back the whole way, following him up to the shrine. And I was like, okay, they've got vision on the TB. All they have to do is ignore the Batrider, bring the Beastmaster along, bring the Riki in, bring the Rubik in, kill the TB, and it's fine. I looked away for a second at the bat, and then Gabby had died, so I assume he came out of Ghostwalk and just got right-clicked to death. I mean,
Raven does a good amount of damage.
There's a sentry ward there next to the shrine, so maybe Gabby just got baited and caught unawares. You know, that sentry could have been a great tool for TB just to be like, oh cool, Invoker, draw him in a little bit, turn around, kill him with that Diffusal Blade Purge.
Yep. Must have been what happened because Thunder was not used or anything, so... Raven didn't really drop low, and now again TNC don't want to let up. This Roshan is still very much alive and kicking the smoke. Oh, that rotation was kind of scattered out by the scan, but maybe they didn't exactly know what direction is in. Raging Potato is gonna tank the gangs this time around. And the rest of Execration abandoning this top lane push, only having some of the creeps taking that over, because again they have to try and contest this Roche. They don't want to let this go. Down to just below half health. Can get some extra help with the minus armor. Gabby also throwing in tornadoes. TNC dodging that out as best they can. They also have Kunkka bat right at the ready. This roll from the side. Sunstrike almost bring down Leshrac. You'll step up on the high ground. Meanwhile, the swap in Tim's gonna be able to bring him down.
The most important thing is Roshan's still alive. This is now contestable.
Oh, what
Agent
can jump in? He almost dies here to the axes. And there it is. They gotta jump in. Die against Roshan. Aegis can't help by Raven. Gabby though with big spells in. Is it going to be enough? He's caught in the middle. You'll scepter up. They get Kunkka. That's about it. 4 stars galore. Turns around. But turn speed slow from the sticky napalm. Just means that TNC get the icing on the cake. The big old kill on Gabby, and now Tier 2 perhaps on the cards here if they can push out the mid lane tower and
Raven Terror Blade. Yeah. This guy is too strong. Man to defuse Hurricane Pike. He's got Aegis. Lincoln Sphere is complete back in the stash. He's got a DD rune up at the top spot if he spots that and goes, kills some heroes. James is starting to fall off. The trifecta of hit the 3 heroes in the middle there for the Radiant team. Beastmaster, Ricky, and Venge. We were kind of complementing in their nice little spread of net worth, the distribution of farm there between them, and it was working out for a long time. But if Invoker is unable in a team fight to completely control this Terrorblade and just win with a combo, get 2 or 3 kills with a big Tornado Meter Deafening Blast combo, then the net worth on Gabby isn't as useful as all of the time you've expended getting the net worth onto Gabby, right?
Yeah. And
Cuckoo is still scaling. This Kunkka is finding farm through these fights, closing in on a Daedalus now.
Cool classic build. Shadowblade, Daedalus. See what the Sidebringer can do already. Just imagine him starting off a fight like that with a big old crit. Gotta get a bit lucky, but can be devastating. Execration. They gotta feel the pressure here. And what's the way back into this? Trying to continue with pickups of their own, like perhaps Beastmaster has the blink, so blink roll into Sunstrike, something like that. We never looked for this the entire time. Raging Potatoes doing the Ricky things, but TNC, they're not really splitting up all that much. Don't really have a reason to with Aegis in hand. The lane's pushed out quite far and wide. They can get this tier 2 easy peasy. And
let's push high ground. Catch someone with bat.
That is the Rubik. Pretty good hero to get after all. I mean, you can do quite a few shenanigans, but now Tornado MP, Gabby. Still pretty good high ground defenders, no creeps. Backdoor region has been disabled though, so Raven still going ham. Meanwhile, Raging Potato in the back is gonna get the kill onto Tim's. Roar as they swap in another. That is Sam H going down, so TNC. Do a bit of damage to tier 3, but they'll lose a couple of heroes. Now they're looking for more Raging Potato. Gabby's speeding forward, but yeah, TNC too fast on retreat.
Good synergy there with the swap into Roar and Bat. Really did stop that push in. Or else TNC likely just wait out and hold that Metamorphosis for the fight that ensues after. This game is just so awkward. Like, it comes down to whether this Invoker can solo win a team fight, solo everyone. Of course, there's swap and raw plays. There's Ricky who's causing havoc in the back end, but the damage is the big thing, and Invoker holds the majority of the damage here in this kind of mid to late game portion for Execration, whereas TNC, it's spread across not just the TB and the Kunkka, but the Leshrac. This 1437 Lesh does huge amounts of damage. There are, no BKBs on the Radiant team, so all of this magic damage is just pumping straight through from the Lesh into the faces of Execration, and they can't counter it without buying BKBs.
All they really have is the null field from the Rubik to try and mitigate it somewhat, but it's not really feeling like a lot at this point. Alright. Butterfly completed on a Terrorblade. How do you kill this Raven? I don't think you do.
I mean, he has Lincolns now, right? So
Yeah.
you can't just go in and raw him. You have to, I don't know, like...
Buy a halberd. Blink,
Yeah.
halberd, roar.
I mean, like,
Hope
Venge...
to God that
Venge,
you don't die.
Venge Ag... Oh yeah, Venge is buying Ags. Okay, that's going to be it. So you Venge Ags, you swap to pop the Lincolns, you roar, and then you swap again 10 seconds later. Bring the TB into the middle of all of the Beastmaster summons, and hope that you drain all of his mana and that he dies.
It's gonna require some fancy footwork here from Execration.
Like, even then he's going to
Really
just sunder
gotta-
you. Like...
Yeah, like... You have to keep him controlled up the entire way, essentially. Aegis is expired at the very least, so you have that. The entirety of TNC. I mean, bottom lane is pushing across the river, middle lane as well. Execration having issues just even getting any mileage out of their split pushing power, because they're really scared about splitting up, and you can definitely understand that against the Batroid as well. Active Saber to Ricky, alright. Not sure how much that'll do.
It'll do something.
What was the Ricky's win rate? What did you say?
0.
0%? Yeah.
Are scanning for enemies.
Yeah, it's been a tough one. Sam H does get revealed. Ricky just bounces away with a Blink Dagger. But with Aegis gone, TNC have to be a little tentative now with their fight moving forward. Sure enough, Raven is big, he's bad, but he's not entirely invulnerable, and if he does go down in a team fight, sure, Execration have to dump a lot into it, but that could be the swing factor they need just to get that advantage, as they're the ones now smoking out of the base looking for a fight while TNC don't have an Aegis anymore. Invoker, still level 23, would love to have that Tornado cooldown, or even just the like AoE Deafening Blast is super good against illusion heroes like Terrorblade, having that disarm up against them. But Tornado to stop the push is, you know, likely the better one.
They have some vision up on the high ground, so they're trying to use that to wrap around. They see the X Cuckoo coming back from a quick trip to the base. Now, whoa! What? No reveal. I don't believe. Now it's the lasso, bringing Ricky almost up to the high ground. They should be able to just finish him up regardless. That did backfire.
Okay, I'm going to tell you now, Beastmaster has a gem.
Okay. He does, okay, yeah.
So I don't know what that was all about with the Venge swap, and I guess I just got fogged really hard by the Kunkka, but that was a mess. That was a free kill that just turned into disaster.
Pops the BKB here, turns the fight. Sunster comes through, will be shared amongst a couple of units. So 1437 still feeling very, very strong with the Edict. Sam H just go forward, BKB will expire. RR down for the count as well. 80 seconds without a buyback even. Might be the opportunity that TNC was waiting for. Just go high ground right now.
It's not very often like
here, the X onto Lumic, into Torrent, into Boat, into Swap. He has James offers himself up as sacrifice, gets the 4-step out, the Axe stolen from Rubik, Tornado, EMP, onto Tim's. So, yay, Bounty Hunter's out of mana. Whatever is he going to do other than press mana boots and continue?
So it's not often a team gets a question mark from me, and it's very, very rare that a team gets a double question mark from me. But Execration there with that fight at bottom, and then RR getting caught and using BKB only to die straight after anyway. Yeah, some big mistakes.
Kind of isolate Terrorblade in the side, alright. But
He has man to pike, like
definitely blast, also pushing him out of the base here across that small little cliff area. Tower's already dead, Axes galore, they have another boat if they get the mana for it. But EMP says no to that, they'll probably call it quits now. Yeah, just got the shrines, next Roshan will respawn in a couple of seconds as well, so it's really good timing for TNC. They want to make use of a couple of extra seconds of the metamorphosis. And yeah, they'll figure out that this is there now. And Arcane Rune, it's all handy dandy. Sunstrike will also scout out that this is happening. So Can Execration take a Roche Fate?
Sure, they can do anything they want to. I mean,
Doesn't
look,
really sound too convinced.
They're right. There are still no BKBs on TNC, so Invoker still can solo win a team fight. He just needs to be able to line this up. But without a mobility tool, with no force, no blink on him, it is relatively difficult, so he has to then rely on his Ricky and Beastmaster and Venge to get their control in first, and then Gabby comes in second. So he's like this game-winning hero that has to rely on heroes that are dying very quickly in fights.
Then swap back onto Sam H, gets roared up to follow. Gonna try and split their focus, but look at this, the damage, it was just a single Tidebringer. Sam H dies, now TNC looking for more. For now, Execration. Get away with murder there. Double murder, in fact. Raging Potato might be the one to be given up. Throws down some spells, so to stay alive, dodges the follow with a blink. Buyback on Sam H, so hey, huge success.
There we have it.
Get a few kills.
Swap and roar, and Invoker doesn't get touched. You know, Gabby just sits there pumping out spells. Not the best spells. You know, only catching really the bounty with that Tornado EMP, but after that, Ice Wall, Alacrity, Cold Snap, everything just piles in and compounds TNC, make sure that they can't reinitiate, especially with the Batrider being the one that was swapped and roared, right? Sam H is meant to be able to jump in, force staff Gabby's Lincolns and get the lasso onto the Invoker, or at the very least catch, you know, someone like the Rubik in the back end to get that free kill, but great awareness from Execration to see the Bat out in the open, get that pick, but yet again we fall around the Rodan pit.
That's what they're meant to do. James is the target. Raven force having fallen for the right clicks. There is a Vengeful Illusion to work with, but only for like half a second. And that'll be that. 60 seconds on the sidelines. Big guy Roche next on the list with Raven. Not just having the Metamorphosis going, but also a Moonshot already eaten. Making it very fast indeed. Stun Strike, yeah, just bit of a tickle. Roar in the back though, okay. Gonna try and get Sam H again if they can bring down his bat, but he's down for good. He just used buyback, but just RR alone does not have enough damage. In fact, Gabby comes through as his teammate dies, returning to the Thunder. Gabby has to get him out of there. He's being tracked, but 1437, nothing he can do against the BKB. Bushan's still not dead yet.
Yeah, and TNC have pushed Execration all the way back. There's no way they can contest anymore. Invoker's out of mana, out of spells. He Sunstrikes once into the pit, but it won't accomplish too much. Lumic tries to steal. He gets it!
He does! He gets the last hit and the steal! What a player! Cheese still in Turboblade's inventory, and Lumic will fall and die for sin, same as Raging Potato. So, it gets a bit of a smiley face. There we go.
I don't know if that delays TNC and what they plan to do anyway, which is push down middle lane.
Because he's 2 heroes down, 1 without buyback. They'll figure it out sooner rather than later. This game still looks pretty over unless they can make some crazy plays like this. So it's a free kill. Swap into EMP and tornadoes and all the spells and the meatballs. Then focus, spell like call, but now lasso into taunt to the boat. Gonna get James. Not coming back either. It's all down to Gabby. Swap. Oh yeah, there's still illusion. I forgot about that. James actually still fighting. And defensive Thunder into the cheese eaten from Raven, trying to keep his Kunkka alive. But Gabby's gonna get that kill. Meanwhile, the Roar as R comes in from the back. The Sunstrike to follow is actually gonna counter it out by his own Tornado into the EMP. Follow-up stuns from the Centaurs. Raven's actually dropping lower and lower and lower. They're trying to track him down. No Thunder for another 20 seconds. Now about now, this is when he realizes, alright, he fucked up. He needed that Thunder right now. As it stands, he'll actually fall. Not what I expected to happen there, to tell you the truth.
Invoker is one hell of a hero.
Make the big plays.
Just chases and chases. This Vengeful Spirit illusion though, it's getting pinged out now, right? The extra, the extra everything. The extra everything is ridiculous.
You're dead, but it's like you're not dead, you know? XD.
Almost as if you're alive. And now, oh, Execration get to push high ground. Oh!
for their shots. That's another swap onto Samage. He does not have buyback. He will be dead. Terrorblade with the buyback, TPing in, and this is where Execration say, alright, let's get the hell out of here. Let's try it at the very least. The slow coming through. Gabby with the spells turns on the BKB. Disarm Terrorblade. The BKB of his own, so he's being kited around as all hell. That does mean that Execration will be able to find the retreat. Just like that, they're back into this game.
Yeah,
44 minutes in, 44 to 39 is the kill score.
I don't know who wins this game, my dude. It really has just devolved into Invoker versus Terrorblade. And then the other 8 heroes are like, we are helping!
So, why does Raven not buy a BKB in this situation?
He has one.
What, has he? Oh, he has. How did I miss that?
I mean, it's 10-second BKB.
He just picked it up.
He's just,
Okay,
he's
okay.
got it, yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, he didn't use his BKB when Gabby was like sliding at him, so he must not have one. So why doesn't he? He also has the AC queued up, but yeah, that's because he just picked it up in the meantime. Let's meet up, and so yeah, okay, it makes sense. Right? That's the item to end all items for him. But now it is Execration's turn to look for high ground that don't need a lot of time to bring down buildings. It's down to TNC to make something happen here. Batrider will be coming back in a couple of seconds. It's more enough time to get rid of the melee barracks. Execration Potato, creating some chaos and Psychic 1437 away.
They got the melee.
See, just have to give it up. Don't want to take a 4-on-5 engagement here.
And look at how strong that push is. Beastmaster with his little minions, his little summons, he gets the extra neutral creep, the Forge Spirits, even with a Venge Aura, just pushing forward aggressively. If Execration can win a teamfight here, they could easily end the game. That's how close this game is. You know, TNC have like
so
been
big. They see Raven. They have a ward up here. Oh, that tornado misses. Gets a BKB, forces him away. Whew. That's very scary for a second. BKB also used on Gabby. That was the 5-second one, I believe. Exchange on a 10-second one on Chicago. That is Roar, they get someone else. That is the Kunkka. Sunstruck, Raging Potato, dealing with Tims. And before he gets the lasso, he's just gonna pop into his ult. That's another hero down. Perhaps Execration can force out another buyback. They're still barreling down mid. They wouldn't want teamfight here. They can grab mega creeps almost if the right heroes survive. Back are gonna make a beeline straight for top. Beastmaster blinking in, pops the Necros. Buyback already forced. That's all they wanted. Let's see, they're scrambling.
But I don't know if you even feel that you're like losing hard as TNC. They know they can take team fights, especially with the BKB on TB now. They can, you know, press forward. It's just Metamorphosis is on cooldown because they were expecting to have a strong defense up against this Execration lineup that were hard shoving into the base. I don't know if both teams want to kind of wait out for next Roshan because there's still a significant amount of time until then. I think TNC just go and make a move. Like, they're strong enough without Aegis, without Cheese. They can make a play maybe in this bottom lane. It would be nice if top lane was shoved in, though. 1437 seems to be kind of struggling to decide where he heads. Does he push mid? Does he push top? Tornadoes and Sunstrikes being thrown in by Gabby from long range. He did go for the Tornado cooldown, the kind of standard for Invokers, that minus 16 seconds, especially when you have an Octarine on core on top of it. Very, very strong.
It's so funny. Every time there's an Invoker in the game, and I have different co-casters all the time, so no matter what they pick, the co-caster always says, oh yeah, this is standard. And Tornado cooldown is standard, but then AoE Deafening Blast, oh yeah, that's standard too.
Oh really?
Co-caster. Yeah.
No, Tornado is actually, like, Tornado is guaranteed standard, I'm telling you now.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that, but I know plenty of people who think otherwise.
Now, you sometimes bring out AoE Deafening Blast against like illusion heroes, you know, against CK, against PL or something like that, if you want to make some sick plays, but Tornado cooldown, it's like, you know, down to 7 seconds cooldown on Tornado with Octarine core with that talent. It's insane.
I'm with you there, it's my opinion as well. I'm just saying, okay, there's like very differing opinions on that. But yeah, it's definitely going to be helpful considering the way these fights have been going. And like Execration, they want to have that ability to keep chasing, to keep just throwing out spell after spell after spell after they get the initial pick off.
With Kunkka, what does Ghost Ship Fleet mean?
Get like 3 boats or some shit.
Get 3 boats.
Yeah, he didn't get it though. Sad.
Or does he die before X happens? Oh no, he doesn't.
No. All right. Equation. There's defend bottom. Only Gabby here for now. It does have the Lincoln Spear. SamH has to force off to counter it out if he's quick enough, and he is. Gets off that spell. Follow up with the boat. Oh, what?
Yeah,
was
he got
a hero
blown
there.
up.
I swear there was a hero.
They find
1700 damage.
they find 1437 all the way in the back, but TB battling through backdoor regen not ideal.
They put a tornado. They get the track of a Raging Potato. Does not have his ultimate, so he's just straight up dead. Now Raven turns on the BKB and Execration. They have to run. They have to hide. James slowed down quite a bit though. He will swap himself back to with a creep or something. Didn't put anyone else in trouble. Tornado. Yeah, I'll miss. They did force out the buyback on the Invoker though. They did get the kill on Raging Potatoes. So that's a bit of a damage output, scouting potential, and more importantly, Invoker has to be very, very careful right now. One more death on him will probably just be game, unless TNC have already taken crippling damage themselves.
And they get another tier 3. Cuckoo needs to keep splitting these waves though. Oh, there's a DD rune that spawned up at top. Gabby wants to scout Roshan. It's not up for another 15 seconds. We'll have to wait this one out.
Can perhaps send a Forge Spirit in there. Would be a really, really good timing. That's a 3rd Roche now, isn't it? So Aegis Cheese and Refresher Shard going to come out, and that's actually like, would you give the Refresher Shard to Invoker or perhaps even to the Beastmaster for like double roar and stuff like that?
Oh,
Beastmaster finds Kuku. There is some help available, but well, that's a dead hero. BKBs just to stay safe. Not a tornado onto SamH. Just keep them away. Execration. They don't want to push their luck any further. SamH though. Oh, the swap on one of the catapults. Pretty good.
yeah, not too bad. Killed the Kunkka. He's dead for over 100 seconds. How are we looking for buybacks now anyway? Kunkka on cooldown for 3 minutes. Yeah. TB's is coming back now, so at least they've cycled those buybacks decently well. And I don't think Execration can really go and make a play on any of the buildings with all these lanes shoved out towards the river or across the river. Roshan scouted by RR, but that's still a difficult prospect, even if you are 5v4. But it all depends on how ballsy TNC feel, right? If they're just going to go for and split push these waves, try and keep bottom towards the racks and that Radiant base, then fine. You can take Roshan, but it's scouted out immediately by a TB illusion. Oh, just look at the damage, though.
So
Roshan is just immediately dead.
They just choose Refresher Shard. Beastmaster has a slot open, and that is double roll, ladies and gentlemen. Potentially game winning here. Gabby already has Octarine and stuff like that, and he has plenty of spells to throw out even without a refresher. Also get double roll and double beasts and stuff like that. It's double BKB. It's off down to 5 seconds, so now up to 10 for one fight.
TNC, what do you do? You're gonna defend your base, apparently.
Give over some moonshots to your friends, Raven. He's had his eaten for a long, long time, so at least the AC queued up, but what item does he really want to give up? Like, Diffuse Blade at this point?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, right? Maybe even just the Hurricane Pike. He's not been using it too often recently. The Purge is nice, you know, Diffusal's nice for the Purge, the damage that comes out of it, but I'm not sure even.
Same time with Diffusal not being able to be upgraded. It's only 20 agility and 10 intelligence.
Yeah, that's
Hurricane
true.
Pike gives you more than that and then some, so... Maybe, I think it's not an issue of damage from Tarway at this point. Just an issue of, They try and stay alive and actually try and close to people. I don't know.
I don't know, but like
it's very hard in the
Diffusal Blade is, you know, like damage on your illusions as well with a mana burn or mana break even. It's a difficult one to toss up. Well, one person in the game has buyback and it's the TB. No one else has money or time for it apparently.
Yeah. 30 seconds on the Kunkka, so it's gonna be up sooner rather than later. Well, that's about it. Potentially very important though. Cuckoo still like.
Well, that's pretty important.
Here too. He has, yeah, it's a second crit as well. There it is. Still lasso onto the vengeful spirit. Good early start here, but gets X back to the front with the Yules. Looks like they want to be tracking him down and a swap back. Illusion. Next one on the list. They're gonna do the same thing again. And they will be able to Execration. They do not use any resources to try and turn things around. Raging Potato gets.
How's he so fast?
Hey, Strun.
So speedy.
Almost as fast as the new Mercedes-Benz E-Class.
Hey! Got him. So, Invoker TP to this creep wave as they're pushing bot lane. Kunkka kills the creep, and Invoker is stuck mid-tier 3 inside his base.
Oh no.
So, like, TNC knows exactly what's happening here, right? Invoker's not in the fight, let's go, kill, 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 let's slay some people. They get the Venge, and now they're trying to push high ground, but you still have to be very wary of this Invoker with Aegis, with BKB. You can't just hard commit for this unless you get a sick Blink initiation.
I was going to push top. SMH will actually fall, so he tried to make that play, but it backfires. Mineski. Well, that's a glyph force out. Tier 3 is already dead. RR. Just going to leave his creeps in there.
Mineski?
What is this? The courier? Alright, that falls. Raging Potato. Just looking for some more things to do. But yeah, good defense. Only some damage on the melee racks. It's going to regenerate. You take another tier 3 of your own. This threat, I mean, TNC, they were cheeky with the X back on 437, so he could push out middle lane and still come back to the fight. But,
okay, guys.
Was still disabled.
Diffusal Blade does still have Purge. It's the active is literally called Purge. Like, you can't flame for this. I know it doesn't dispel anymore. I know it doesn't have charges. But the active of Diffusal Blade is still called Purge. Please. Yep. Please. I beg.
Well, might have to purge chat a little bit. It wasn't such a monumental task. I would maybe do it.
Read the patch notes, drag and drop. How dare you?
What? Don't read patch notes.
That's for scrubs. Right, Invoker gets to join the fight now. They've got Aegis for how long? 20 seconds? RR's trying to split push top. He pops his BKB, but it's where the real push is happening.
It's chipping away, double catapult, one of them with alacrity. Is that Rubik Fire? Yeah, it is. Like, what's happening? He got the, what's that? Conjure image, not particularly useful. Aegis expires. Good cheese, go refresher shot, top lane, gonna go. RR had the BKB from the refresher shot. Another roll, but they've lost Vengeful Spirit and Swells the illusion.
Well, we might get cheese off here.
They got that killed, but they're all dead. They're all dying.
Not quite.
They got ranged bottom.
Not the...
There's like 3 heroes for it.
Yeah, not the best. I mean, Aegis expires. Refresher shard was used up at top, right?
Yeah.
I still hold the cheese as Raven uses Refresher. He wants meta to go again. Oh, nice. So TB buys Refresher, uses his meta to defend base, and now they're pushing hard bot lane. He's got BKB and meta ready to go immediately after this one expires. TNC are ready for endgame now. 3 heroes dead. Do we have any buybacks across them? Venge is 40 gold away. Beastmaster is 18. So it looks like they might get enough money to buy back by the time TNC reaches their base, but they won't have time to set up. So Gabby on this Invoker has to do a lot of work to keep them at bay. But they're already knocking on the doors of the racks in the tier 3s.
Couple steps on Beastmaster. About 20 more on the bench with the ways the gold works, and there it is. The last on to Gabby. This is such a big kill. Raven in the middle. Gonna take some work, but they bring down Gabby. Instant buyback from him as well as the best. Whenever they got it, but they're just rampaging through them now. Another buyback. And TNC haven't taken any damage. That's the first roar. This particular fight. Gonna get a second. But there it is. Gabby using spells. Raven does not have the BKB. He's actually vulnerable, but 1437, not so much. Shows off his own. So does RR. Rage Potato dies again. He's trying to create chaos in the back, but again, nobody's died yet on the side of TNC. Maybe it'll Shrek now. Yield Scepter, follow up Sunstrike, but he's too fast, too many 4-stars. X back onto Lumic. Sandwich blinks forward. Yules, tornadoes. Everyone's being lifted up and down through the air. Swap back onto Cuckoo. X goes every which way, but Execration cannot find the finisher. Another split earth, another tornado. Gabby just doing his best to keep his teammates alive as well as himself, but now the lasso after the sun to bring him down to half health. This might just be it. Gabby will fall. Raven with a double kill. The Rex will drop, and they won't force that to do right now. They don't bother with Megas. They know that Gabby is not coming back. Another swap, James. RR, they're still fighting. They're still trying to do what they can. The Fountain gets 2 shots off, but still all over but the crying. And there it is. Rage Potato, he's the one to call it. He's looking onto it from his deathbed.
What a weird game.
It was only game 1.
Yeah, only game